Good evening. My name is Kimberly Cronick, and I am joined by Lindsay Moon, and we are here live in the studio because this is Monticello Night right here on your public television station, WILL. We are joined by all our great volunteers, and we're going to show you stories from all around the Monticello area. Right, Lindsay?
Right, that's right. We're going to hop on the Polar Express, visit a bison farm, move to the rhythms of the marching sages, and so much more. And these stories are told by your friends and neighbors.
Lindsay, behind me are some of the more than 70 residents of Monticello who literally helped make the program you're about to see. If you didn't directly participate in making tonight's show, you probably know someone who did, so look for their names in the credits.
We are also live tweeting tonight's show, so remember, #WeAreMonticello. This is the very first episode of our new We Are series, so if you're from Monticello, you can be very proud that your town was the one that said yes.
Said yes indeed. What makes Monticello unique, special? Stay tuned right now to find out.
Welcome to Monticello, Illinois, a town steeped in history, invested in the arts and education, and surrounded by rich farmland. Join us for stories told through the eyes of the residents themselves. The town's diverse business community and neighborhood charm are the backdrop for stories told by our friends and neighbors, where kindness meets beauty and innovation. This is We Are Monticello.
Support for We Are Monticello provided by Kirby Medical Center, a value-based organization committed to progressive hospital, outpatient, and specialty services. More information about Kirby's value-based philosophy is at kirbyhealth.org. And by Prairie Fire Glass, a gallery displaying unique glass creations and mixed media work by local artists. And by these local Monticello businesses and organizations. And by the Friends of WILL. Thank you.
I'm Hope Wolf. I'm interested in the Monticello Ag story as part of We Are Monticello. My neighbor happens to be a private pilot, and he owns a plane. Julie Glowy went up in his plane, and she filmed the farms around Monticello. It was our way of showing that massive farm, how close it is to the town of Monticello, and the volume of acreage that is involved, and the colors. My husband Ron and I own and operate a small orchard, and we have 350 trees that we grow, and of those 350 trees, we have 80 varieties of apples. Heirloom apples are at least 100 years old. Ron and a friend of mine who's retired, and we've been a friend for 30 years, loans me her husband once a week, and that is Dwayne. Dwayne comes and helps Ron pick apples, and he takes my picking bag, and I gladly give it up. Every apple that we grow and we pick and we share with a customer has a different flavor, or it has a different texture, or it has a different taste. Terry Lieb lives about a mile north of the Wolf Orchard, and he and his 2 adult sons are farming approximately 3,500 acres of corn and soybeans in 5 counties. He, on a whim, bought a buffalo or a bison at an auction, and now he has 38 buffalo, moms and babies, and they have babies every spring. He does harvest the buffalo and processes the meat and sells fresh buffalo meat to the public. The Top Flight grain elevator is one of many that Top Flight owns in the Midwest. The elevator is 180 feet tall. Scott is the manager and operator of the local Top Flight grain elevator. The bushels of corn that they process through that elevator and store in the storage and then the shipping out is phenomenal. We're talking in the billions of bushels. And from Monticello, it ships by rail to the Mississippi River, and then from there it goes to New Orleans, and then from there it goes all over the world. The farmers market is held in Monticello on Thursday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. They have bakeries, they have soap makers, they have candles, they have fresh garden produce, they have melons and mums and anything that they can produce at home. And it's just another outlet for the farming produce and the products that are found here in Central Illinois. Monticello is a result of agriculture, and agriculture is a product of Monticello because of the local support from the banks, from the local support from the people, and the farmers live close by, and they access Monticello for their basic needs. So they are so intertwined that you could not separate.
I'm Taylor Newman, and I'm here to tell you about all the flowers in town and how they make Monticello unique. The Flower Lady Karen has been working, I think, for the city about 7 years.
Probably my favorite thing is in the spring when you get to think about what you want to put together, and I guess it's the girl in me that likes to go shopping. And so I love to go look at all the flowers in the spring and just see that one thing that you go, oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. And you make that your centerpiece, and then you build everything else around that. I love that, going and picking that wow thing out.
In the spring, I shop with Karen to go get the flowers, and then we plant them. We have to plant all the pots and flowers that are in the ground and put all the pots out around the square and around town. Then all summer, I have to water the pots and all the rest of the flowers. We have a truck that we take, and it has a 100-gallon tank in the back, and we fill up the tank and then go and we start on the square before anybody else is up there. We get a lot of compliments from people. People stop us all the time, whether they're in their car or they're just walking around, walking their dog, walking with their kids. They stop and tell us and thank us for how much we do for the city. I love taking care of the flowers. Yeah, it's a nice summer job to have, and it just, people really appreciate it. The community is so grateful for what we do, and it makes it worthwhile. Getting up at 6, a little better.
My name is Kathleen Pyatt, and I'm going to share some stories from the past of people who were part of the history of our community. My husband, Don, is 6th generation descendant from James A. Pyatt, for whom the county is named. James A. Pyatt traveled here from Indiana, traded his tinware and $18 cash for the Hayworth cabin, which was one of the first cabins in the area. The cabin has been said to have been used as a church. It served as a school. It was a community center. Travelers stayed there as they passed through the community. And in 1837, on the 4th of July, there was a big barbecue picnic celebrating this new community, and plats were being sold at the barbecue. Clorinda was the daughter of another early pioneer, Ezra Marquis. At the age of 17, Clorinda, it is said, rode her horse to Vermilion County through the night, crossing several rivers to lay claim to some land in the courthouse in Vermilion County. She was departing in the back end of the courthouse as her rival, who also was trying to lay claim to that line, entered the courthouse. So at 17, this young lady was so courageous and was so determined to be part of the history and the ongoing and the future of this land, that she took that kind of risk and showed that kind of courage. So she married William Hart Piatt. William and Clorinda were the family who donated the property on which our courthouse now stands in the city square of Monticello. And I think this community in particular is very proud of its history. And also there are many members of the community who can trace their family back to some of the early pioneers, early families. To me it's important because I see the same and sense the same pioneering spirit in some of these people. There are so many men and women who are so willing to serve on boards and on committees and on foundations and invest in Monticello as a community and have that commitment and appreciation of not just the past, but also they're part of writing the future of the community.
My name is Brian Fulton, and I'm going to talk about Allerton Park and Retreat Center and the volunteers that work out there. Having lived in other places in the country before, I recognized, but having grown up here in central Illinois, I recognized that there can be a lack of natural beauty and cultural beauty in an area that's mostly filled with corn and soybeans. And I feel that Allerton Park and Retreat Center really provides that natural beauty, trees and woods and trails, rivers. The sculptures along the trails are wonderful. I'm a big fan of water, and to be able to run and hike along the river there is an amazing opportunity. I think it's an important treasure that we have here in Monticello, and because it's a treasure and a gift that was given to us by Mr. Allerton, I feel it's important that we volunteer to keep that treasure running and looking nice. I love the mansion. It's a beautiful structure. I was fortunate enough to work there for a short time. The house is the estate of Robert Henry Allerton. He donated that and 1,500 acres of woodland surrounding the property to the University of Illinois in 1946. The university opened the house up as a retreat center in 1948 after doing some conversions to the facility. And the woodlands have been run as an open park free to the public since 1946.
I volunteer once a week in the gardens, and I help maintain the gardens. I'm not a gardener. I told them when I started, I'm not a gardener. I don't know anything, but you tell me what to do and I'll do it. So anybody that feels like they want to volunteer, don't think you have to be an expert, because I'm living proof you don't have to be. I was talking to my son, and we came out and was picking out weeds, basically, invasive species, and he said, that doesn't sound like much fun. I said, I can't say that I thought it was fun, but somebody has to take care of the park, and you have to do the fun things as well as the ones that aren't so fun.
Volunteers participate in many capacities at Allerton. Many volunteers help to maintain the gardens. They monitor the trails for any necessary updates. They provide tours within the mansion to the general public. They work at the visitor center to help people on the weekends find their way throughout the park. There's a number of deer hunter volunteers that do hours splitting wood, helping set up for weddings, helping set up for other events.
I have come here for the last 25 years, ever since I've been in the area. It's one of the first places we bring guests when they come to visit us, because we love the park, we love the resources here. We drive an hour to get here, but again, because it's such a unique natural resource, we feel like it's well worth our time and effort to come here to assist with this.
And like many gifts, I think it's important that you respect them and you treat them well. And those volunteers, I think, have an understanding of that and an appreciation for the park and the facility, and want to keep it looking nice and running smoothly for many generations to enjoy.
My name is Allison Allender, and I'm here to talk about the Marching Sages at Monticello High School. And they have been an integral part of the community for many years and a great tradition here, and we're very proud of them. We try and provide a lot of excitement to the crowd and energize them, and so, in between the quarters. We try and play songs that will pump the students up. We're happy to show off what we've been doing to people that might not come to a marching band competition, and it's a chance for a lot of the community to see what we're doing. Not everybody comes to a band or a choir concert, but a lot of people come to a football game and they get a chance to kind of have a window into what we're doing. We're really proud of the show that we do, and we try and do our very best because we are a competitive marching band too, and aside from our role in the football game and for basketball pep band games and things like that, we every Saturday between pretty much September through November, we are on the marching band field as well, competing around various places around the state and around the country. But in 1978, it seems kind of rose to the top because our band went to a national competition and won. And from that point on, it's just fueled that excitement and interest in the marching band. We have a lot of the parents that won that national title that have their children in the band at the moment, and it's great. We've always had such a high percentage of the school here in band. For example, this year we have slightly over 500 people and we have almost 130 in the band. Because oftentimes in small schools, kids are feeling pulled and have to choose between athletics and band or between drama and band. And here we work really hard together as a kind of a community so that the kids can do everything. It's amazing to be able to all work together and have that passion and have that excitement and to do your best and know that everyone around you has done their best as well, and that excitement of walking off the field knowing that you couldn't have done a better job and have that huge group behind you is just amazing. I would describe Monticello as a small town that doesn't act like one. I think we still have the cultural benefits of a larger community. We're a very educated population, and I think we really take pride in what we do here, and we try and make it better every day, and I think you can't ask for better.
And stepped up and said yes to collaborating with us to bring you the stories of their town. This is We Are Monticello, stories about Monticello told from the people who live there themselves. Where else but your public television station are you going to see a show like that? So we're asking you to contribute and thank the people of Monticello who made these stories, support their stories, and support the station that brought you this production, We Are Monticello. Give us a call right now. We want to hear from 50 of you in Monticello and around the area who enjoy this program and want to have programs like this on the air. 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Behind me are the volunteers that made these stories. You know, more than 70 people in Monticello stepped up and said, yes, we want to tell the stories of our town, and WIL will help us do that and put them on the air for the world to see. We're asking you to support. That's our first call out of 50. Call right now, 244-9455 or willpledge.org. And you know what? Maybe you want a copy of the show for yourself. Lindsay is going to tell you how to get that. Right, Lindsay?
That's right, Kimberly. I'm Lindsay Moon. I'm a producer here at WILL, and I've been working on this show since July, and it has only been made possible by the 70 and more volunteers who have been able to help us produce this program. So if you support your local PBS station, you know we're the only ones who are going to bring you a show like this, so give us a call right now, 217-244-9455. And you know, if you are enjoying the program tonight, there's a way that you can get a copy by calling in and pledging your vital financial support. At the $72 level, you can get a DVD of tonight's program. If you'd like 2 copies, maybe one for yourself, and maybe one to give to someone for Christmas, you can pledge at the $120 level. If you'd like 2 copies of the DVD, and there's also a possibility you can get a copy of the book Images of America Monticello. The author Maureen Holtz is in studio with us here tonight. That's at the $144 level. If you value the programming that you see on WILL, give us a call right now. It's your support and the support from people who live in your community that have made this program possible. Later on in the program, we're going to hear a lot more about the people who live in your town and have been able to make this program a success. We're going to go on a ride on the Polar Express, and later on we'll also hear about Habitat for Humanity and some of the wonderful things that people in your community have done to volunteer. So give us a call right now. Les Schulte is going to tell you more about the rest of the program and how else you can be a member and support WILL.
Thanks a lot, Lindsay. Yeah, you can become a friend of WILL tonight during We Are Monticello. We have tons of your neighbors right here in the studio. John and Lindsay and Julie are taking calls right now. Let's keep them busy. Call 217-244-9455, or you can make that pledge online if you like, willpledge.org. But let's hear from you right now and become a friend of WILL. Remember, if you make that contribution at the $72 level, you can get a DVD of the program that you're watching tonight, or the $120 level, that's 2 DVDs. But here's the thing to remember about becoming a sustaining friend of WILL. You can make just a commitment to WILL of $6 a month. $6 a month, that's $72. You can get the thank you gift of a DVD copy of the program. Maybe you can bump that up to $10 a month, a $120 a year commitment to WILL. Again, just $10 a month, and pick up 2 DVDs is our way of saying thanks to you. But it starts with your call and your pledge of support right now during We Are Monticello. Come on, let's hear from you, all of Central Illinois, especially if you live in the Monticello area. Call 217-244-9455 or go online to willpledge.org. It's quick, it's easy. We want to keep all of these phones going right now. Let's hear from you. 217-244-9455. Kimberly?
Yes, Les, and you know what? We are already having 8 phone calls, 8 people calling out of 50. That means the lines might be busy. If you're trying to call and make a pledge right now, just be patient. Call back in just a minute or go online. There's no lines there. Willpledge.org. That's willpledge.org, and you can make your pledge to support the stories of Monticello told by Monticello storytellers themselves and supported by this public television station, WILL. We worked with the town for 3 months. We've learned about the generosity of Monticello. You heard it in the marching band, how much they practice and how much they give to Monticello. And we have names here. Steve Witt from Monticello. Steve, thank you for your pledge. We want to read all the names of people who call in. You're going to see all the names of the people who made this show, and we want to read all the names of the people who support the station right now. We have a goal of 50 calls. We have at least 8 right now. That's a great start. You can call in and we can thank you right now on air by calling in with your pledge. Call 244-9455 or willpledge.org. And remember, you can get your very own copy of this show, and you can also get a copy for someone that you love and give to them. These stories are very precious to us. We have some of the storytellers in the room. You saw the Flower Lady story. Taylor's here with her mom. Allerton Park volunteers. Maureen's here. Brian, who helped make that story. I know he's watching at home on Charter Street with his family and neighborhood. So call us right now, 244-9455 or willpledge.org. And Lindsay's going to tell you again how to get a copy of this show for yourself. Right, Lindsay?
That's right. If you watched the first part of this program and you thought, wow, that was so great, I'm so happy that my local PBS station is bringing me programming like this, you can make a pledge of vital financial support to keep these kinds of programs going. If you pledge at the $72 level, you can get a copy of the DVD. We'll send it to you. It will hopefully be there before Christmas. If you'd like to maybe get a copy for yourself and send one to a friend, you can pledge at the $120 level. And if you maybe feel like you would like to give a little bit more this evening, you can get a copy of the DVD and the book Monticello by author Maureen Holtz, who is in the studio with us tonight. Coming up on the program, we'll hear a lot more about stories from Monticello. This program has only been made possible by your friends and neighbors. They are the ones who went out and pitched these stories. They brought them to us and said, these are the things that make my town special. If you value that sort of programming from your station, call and give a pledge right now. We're coming up on the end of the year, and it's your contribution that will keep this going through 2014. So give us a call right now, 217-244-9455. And the phones have been ringing off the hook for the last few minutes, and we're so excited to hear from you. So if you can't get through, try again, and maybe you could also go online to willpledge.org and continue watching the program here in a few minutes. Les Schulte is going to tell you more about how else you can support the station.
See, it is easy to make that pledge, Lindsay. All we're asking you to do right now is get involved just for a few minutes, and we'll be going back to the program shortly. The number to call is 217-244-9455 or going online at willpledge.org. We want to thank Debbie Hines from Monticello. Thank you, Debbie. We want to thank David and Ann Bechtel from Champaign. Thank you. And we want to thank Jeannie Hadley from Monticello. You're supporting your friends, your neighbors who have helped make this program possible. This was a real community effort in putting this show together. We've really enjoyed working with the citizens of Monticello. They went out, they worked, they recorded programs and filmed programs that they thought were important to them. Things about Monticello, your city, that was important to them. And they put together a great show. And we know that you've enjoyed the first segment. You're going to enjoy all of the stories coming up. But it takes your involvement also. It's a community effort to keep programs like this on the air here on your public television station, to give WILL the resources to go out and help make these programs and produce these shows. If you think this is important to you, that we have these stories about our community in our your public radio station, now we're asking you to do your part and call 217-244-9455 or going online to willpledge.org. Remember, make a contribution of $75. You can pick up a DVD copy of the program We Are Monticello as our way of saying thanks to you. Kimberly?
That's right, Les. The phones are ringing, and that's really good news. Again, this is the first time we're doing this. This is the first episode in the We Are series, and Monticello said yes. And so we thank the residents of the town who said, yeah, we'll make stories for you, and we'll tell them in our own eyes, and we'll have you put them on the air for all to see. And there are 21 stories in the show tonight, 21 stories, and over 70 people were part of making those stories. So we want you to call in right now and support the storytellers of Monticello and the station that brings you those stories, 244-9455 or willpledge.org. We want to have 50 pledges in this first break, 50 pledges. We know Monticello can do that. You're a very generous community. As we worked with you and talked with you and looked at all the footage you shot, that generosity, that warmth, that fun, that neighborhood feel, that caring for each other came out really clearly, and it'll come out throughout the show tonight over and over again. So help us keep doing this with other towns and let Monticello set that bar really high by saying yes right now to making a pledge to the stories of Monticello and the station, 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Let me thank Liam and Emmeline Witt from Monticello. Thank you for your pledge. And again, Teresa Coleman, and we have other names to read. We want to read everyone's name on the air. Give us a call, 244-9455 or willpledge.org. The momentum in the room is palpable. Can you feel it on your screen? The phones are ringing. Oh, another one. We can thank Linda Howater from Monticello. Thank you, Linda. I'm going to go to Lindsay right now. She has some things to tell you. Lindsay, take it away.
Thanks, Kimberly. We're live in the studio tonight premiering our debut in our new series called We Are. We came to Monticello first, and the people in your community have been wonderful in helping us get this project off the ground. We came to the first meeting, and tens of people came with new and exciting ideas, and I mean, I moved here and learned so much about the area from the residents in your community. If you value what you've seen tonight on the program so far, give us a call. And if you've liked what you've seen, there's a way for you to get a program. If you pledge at the $72 level, you can get a copy of the DVD tonight, and if you feel like maybe you want a second copy to give one to a friend or neighbor, you can pledge at the $120 level and get 2 DVDs. We've got some people to thank tonight. Julie and Jeff Clodfelter from thank you so much. It's been wonderful to hear from you this evening. Here at WILL, we try to bring you things that will expose you to new ideas. We also value community and hometown and the sorts of things that really make Monticello a unique place to live. And so that's why we've put so much effort and time into helping to bring this program to you this evening that was made by the people in your community. Les Schulte is going to tell you more about how easy it is to pledge to WILL.
217-244-9455 or willpledge.org. I was just looking over here because Chris just got off the phone. So you know what that means? That means it's your opportunity to call in right now and make that pledge of support. Let's keep him busy. Chris didn't come in here just to chat with whoever he's chatting with. He came in here to talk to you. 217-244-9455 is the number to call. We want to thank Dennis Pontius from Whiteheath. Thank you very much, Dennis, for your pledge of support. We had an anonymous in. Thank you, Mr. Anonymous from Monticello. And we've heard from Steve Mitzer from Mitzi, I think it is, from Monticello. Thank you very much. You know what? Join them right now and call that number. If you think that this program is a great representation of your community, Monticello, join us in helping us being able to make sure that we can produce more programs like this for other communities in the area. Step up and say, you know, we're proud of Monticello. We like the work. We're proud of the work that our neighbors have done, and we want to support them. Call 217-244-9455. Make a $72 contribution right now, and you can pick up a thank you gift as our way of saying thanks. It's the DVD copy of the program. At the $120 level, it's just a $10 a month commitment. 2 copies of the program. Thanks to Dawn Johnson from Monticello. Thank you, Dawn. And Linda from Monticello. Thank you very much. Join your friends and neighbors right now in supporting We Are Monticello with your call. Call right now. Kimberly?
Yes, Les, the phones are ringing. This is great. I think Tim is free now. You can call and talk to Tim because Tim, after this break, he has to leave. He has to go pick up somebody, I think, at the airport. So if you want to get him to work, give a call right now, 244-9455. Or, you know, if you call and it's busy, either call right back or go online to willpledge.org. That's willpledge.org. You know, we've got some great stories coming up. We've got stories about business. We've got the theater coming up. We've got the Railroad Museum and the Polar Express. We've got a very touching story about Lily Spainhauer and all the support that is given to her. We've got the Christmas bus coming up, and we also have a wonderful story about a wonderful special neighborhood in Monticello. You won't want to miss that, so we want you to call in now so you can watch the show, but get your pledge in there right now, because when you pledge, what you're doing is you're saying, thank you, Monticello, for telling those stories. Thank you to the station, WILL, for bringing those stories to you. And you can get a copy of it for a $72 pledge. We'll say thanks and give that to you. Hey, if you can afford a little bit more, maybe $120, we'll say thank you by sending you 2 copies, and you can give 1 away. But if you call in right now, what that is that's a vote. That's a vote for this great work. That's a vote for this partnership of WILL working in your communities together to bring you these stories and then broadcast them across the region. 244-9455 is the number to call, or willpledge.org. We want to read everybody's name on the air and here's some more. Brian Murphy. Brian, thank you for your pledge. Lindsay has some more to read. We'll go to her in just a moment, but call in right now, 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Lindsay?
Thanks, Kimberly. The phone has been, I'm standing right next to a phone bank. It's been ringing and it has startled me a few times. So thank you for doing that. It's good to keep the energy up around here. So if you have been watching the program and this is something that you value, give us a call, 217-244-9455. And if you are maybe thinking, this is a wonderful program and I'd really like to give it to someone as a gift for Christmas. If you call in and pledge your support for this programming as a thank you gift, we will send you a copy of the DVD. At the $72 level, you can get 1 copy and you can watch it and revisit some of the stories and the things that make Monticello unique over and over again. The phone just rang again right next to me. So if that's you calling, thank you for your pledge. Let's keep the phones busy. We wanted 50 pledges this hour, and we are about halfway there, I would say, from listening to the phones ring behind me. If you call and you feel like you can contribute at the $120 level, we'll send you 2 copies of the DVD, and at the $144 level, you can get a copy of the DVD and the book, Images of America Monticello, which was compiled by author Maureen Holtz with the help of the Piatt County Historical Society, and she's in the studio with us this evening. Oh, she's right there on camera. So give a call and keep us all busy in the studio this evening, because it's your dollars and it's your support that makes programs like this possible. It's really easy to pledge. Give us a call at 217-244-9455. Make sure to call now so that when we return to the program here in just 3 minutes, you will be able to watch it. Les Schulte is going to tell you more.
All right, 217-244-9455 is the number to call, and make that pledge right now during We Are Monticello. We want to thank Rick Highslope from Highslope Backhoe Service. He's a businessman in Monticello, and he's challenging other business owners to call in and make their pledge of support tonight. And so why don't you take them up on that challenge? Call 217-244-9455. Maybe make a $10 a month contribution to WILL. And that's just a $120 a year commitment. And if you make a $120 a year pledge or put that out as a sustaining membership, just $10 a month, you can pick up 2 copies of the program. We Are Monticello is our way of saying thanks to you. Keep your friends and neighbors busy. There are a couple of lines open right now. I believe Chris is waiting to take a call, and we got a line open over there. Call 217-244-9455. We want to thank Phyllis and Carol Blankenberg of Monticello. Thank you very much for your pledge of support. And these programs really are only possible on your public television station. We really enjoy working with the friends and neighbors in Monticello and making this program possible. And, but we can do more of these programs with your help and with your support. That's why we're just taking a moment right now before we go back to the program. We've got some great stories coming up on Monticello that you want to stay tuned for. But right now is your opportunity to make a pledge at 217-244-9455 for local productions here on WILL. Call 217-244-9455. 9455. Kimberly?
That's right, Les, all the phones are busy. Again, everyone is on the phone taking a call. I'm looking at Callie, she's on the phone. Tim, he said, I heard him say, can you believe I'm on the air? Yes, I can believe it. Because Monticello is generous. Not only did you help make the stories, but you came down to answer the phones and take the pledges. What more can we say? That's just beautiful. And I gotta thank a lot of people. Julia and Jeff, Claude Felter from Monticello, thank you. Teresa Coleman from Whiteheath, made a pledge. Brian Murphy from Monticello, thank you. Check this out, Karate Kids of Monticello made a pledge. Thank you, Karate Kids of Monticello. Phil and Carol Blankenberg from Monticello, thank you. Dennis Pontius from Whiteheath, thank you very much. Carrie Redshaw from Monticello made a pledge. Also want to thank Bill and Margaret Bateman from Monticello. We also heard from Lloyd Wax and Vicky of Whiteheath. They made a pledge. That's awesome. William and Donna Witt from Monticello. Patrick Slevin from Monticello, thank you. And I got a special thanks, Thomas and Heidi Apperson. You know, Heidi stepped up and was one of our storytellers. She helped get the story about Kirby Hospital, which is coming up. You don't want to miss that. So we want you to call right now so you don't miss any of the program. Remember, we wanted to have 50 calls. I think we're going to make it. We'll let you know in the next break, but help us make sure we'll do it by calling 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Also, let me thank Bob and Judith Munson from Monticello. I'm going to pass it over in just a second to Lindsay. The phones are buzzing. If you can't get through, go to willpledge.org and make your pledge there. That's willpledge.org, or keep calling. The volunteers from Monticello love to be busy. 244-9455. Lindsay?
Thanks, Kimberly. That's right, the phones have been ringing and we're so happy to hear from you this evening. If you watched the first part of this program and you're from Monticello, you know that there were some amazing stories in that first segment. Coming up next, if you're a part of the Monticello Theater Association or you have ever been to one of their programs, stay tuned because we've got a really great story from them. I spent a lot of time on the phone with Edwina Finette, and I want to say thank you for being a part of the program this evening. I also want to thank some people who have called to pledge their support to the show. Pat Hudson from Monticello, thank you so much. John and Ann Nation, thank you also for calling and being a part of tonight's program. We were so happy to hear from you. This is the first part of an ongoing series that we're starting called We Are. So if you're not from Monticello and you want us to come to your town next, call in and pledge your support. 217-244-9455. The phones have been busy this whole break, and if you call in right now and you can make a pledge, if you are interested in the show and you'd like to get a copy, you can pledge at the $72 level, or if you'd like to become a sustaining member and pledge a few dollars a month, you can get a copy of the DVD. And if you feel like maybe I would like 2 copies, you can pledge at the $120 level or make an ongoing contribution of $10 a month and get 2 copies of the DVD. If you feel like maybe you could give a little bit more than that, we would love to hear from you tonight, and as a thank you gift, we will send you a copy of the DVD and the softcover book, Images of America Monticello. Inside that book, you'll find stories about the history of the town and some wonderful photos from the Piatt County Historical Society, who has been so wonderful in helping us get the show together this evening, that was created by your neighbors. We're going to go to Les Schulte, and he's going to tell you more about how easy it is to pledge. Les?
Thanks a lot, Lindsay. We had a nice comment coming in from Facebook that says, I love locally produced programs on hometowns and hometown people throughout the area. And that's why you're going to love this program tonight. And we're asking you to call and make sure that we can do maybe perhaps other programs on other hometowns in our community. We want to thank John and Ann Nation from Monticello. Thank you very much. And we want to thank you when you call at 217-244-9455. Call right now.
Okay, Dennis. We'll talk.
Okay. All right, we can stretch a little bit if we need to. 217-244-9455 or call that number or make a pledge online.
My name is Callie Jo McFarland. I'm the Director of Community Development for the City of Monticello and a business owner here in Monticello, and I'm here to talk about doing business in Monticello. Filippo's is one of those American dream stories. Rosa and Filippo Galbo came from Sicily about 40 years ago, actually, and with the purpose of opening a pizza restaurant. And they love Monticello. Filippo will actually say he likes Monticello. That's why he decided on the town. But Filippo and Rosa still work there. Their kids still work there, and their grandkids actually are growing up in the restaurant. So it's kind of nice. People remember Filippo's. They have to come back, and you can get them frozen to go if you need to. Village Wardrobe is one of our newer businesses. Village Wardrobe, in addition to consignment, also has new toys, Melissa and Doug toys, Thomas the Tank Engine trains, the wooden toys that kids just love. And they also have a boutique new clothing line as well. We have Barber Bruce, as we call him, the local barber, who's had a barbershop in Monticello for over 50 years. He's one of those people that fathers bring sons who bring their sons, and he gets to see everybody grow up all throughout the years. He tries to steer away from politics and religion, but he listens, and that's kind of nice. You have a lot of people that come from outlying communities that come just for the Barber Bruce experience. Heath's implement actually was a John Deere dealer in the 60s. It was located on the square. It burned down actually, and it's still been a generational business. It's still located in Monticello, and it's still John Deere hardcore. With Heath's, you know everybody, you go and you still have the same one-on-one service. That's fabulous. You can go get your John Deere toys, or you can go buy your combine. I also think a unique business is Out of the Blue Polish Pottery. They go to Poland and buy the Polish, it's all hand-painted Polish pottery. She started in just one room and then it expanded to a building, and then they bought a bigger building. They have a beautiful showroom. The nice thing about Polish pottery is it's microwavable, it's dishwasher safe, it's pretty much everyday use, but it's gorgeous. I visited Steeple Gallery because it's kind of a must-stop place. Whether you're going to go do some work, they have Wi-Fi, so you can just set up your laptop. You can get coffee, you can get baked goods, but it's a nice quiet atmosphere, but it's also very social. It still looks like a church, it still has the steeple. Jim Gortner is the owner of Steeple Gallery. He has owned a business in Monticello for several decades throughout the years. He's always there to listen, he's very casual, and he makes great coffee. I came to Monticello 10 years ago. I'm very proud and honored to be part of the city, working for the city, and also owning a business in town. My husband and I are just overwhelmed with the support that the community provides us.
Well, my name's Carl Siebens, and I'm here to talk about the Monticello Theater Association. We were formed, it seems like 100 years ago. It's 1975. And we've been doing plays almost continuously ever since that. After we started in the Phoenix Theater, the people went to the shows and said, boy, these are good. And so now we're doing pretty well. We involve all kinds of people from in town, and also we get members who come in from as far away as St. Joseph and Decatur and Champaign. So we try to gather a lot of people together so we can do a show. We always have had volunteers. We've got a core of people that, you know, the ones that you go to and say, could you help me do this or that or the other? But then you know, they'll say, you know, I know somebody who, and then they'll bring in someone else. It takes people who like to make clothes, to be the costume person, people that like to search through your garage sales to get props, people that like to build things to do the set. The people that work on set are good at making things look better than they really truly are. I tell people I'd rather act than eat, and you can see I'm pretty fond of eating. Here's a place you can come and see a top-notch performance of plays that you don't necessarily see the other places.
I am John Sudo. I'm currently on the board of directors of the Monticello Railway Museum, and I'm here today to discuss the Monticello Railway Museum in Monticello, Illinois. When folks come out and ride the train, that they get to sample what it was like, particularly back, say in the 1930s, 1940s, and sometimes even further back than that with the steam locomotive, what it was like to actually ride a train and not only experience the train ride, but see how the railroad impacted the community. We hosted University of Illinois civil engineering students, railway engineering, rail tech class, and we had approximately 70 students. We rebuilt State Street Crossing in downtown Monticello. We had about 20 museum volunteers along with 70 of the students. It's a basically laboratory for the university to come out here, and even though they're studying current technologies, that they like to look back and begin with the basics in railway track engineering. The Monticello Railway Museum began in 1966, and it was referred to as SPUR. It was the Society for Preservation of Unretired Railfans. We have 2 railroad depots. We have the depot at downtown Wabash Depot. We have Nelson Crossing out at the museum. We're one of the very, very few museums in the entire country that has 2 depots, so we can, when folks get on the train They're leaving at point of departure and they arrive at a destination. So that's part of our educational experience, is they get to see, they get to interact with our uniformed train crews. The museum is a educational experience for the whole family. We have our museum season runs typically May through October, and usually every month we have some type of special event or that we focus on. The Polar Express is by far our most popular event of the year. This year will be our 6th year that we've run this event. We started out, we sell tickets in June 1st of each year. First year we did the event, it took until roughly right after Labor Day. And in 2013, we're extremely pleased, and it actually surprised many of us at the museum that we sold 3,600 tickets in 1 hour and 40 minutes. Southern Steam Locomotive 401 was restored entirely by our volunteers at the museum. Took roughly 15 years and over $500,000, and we have extremely dedicated volunteers that are not only focused but have the talent to restore this and operate this steam locomotive. We have nothing but positive feedback from the community. It's very, at times, overwhelming. We do this as volunteers, but several of us have the experience, and we have very professional and dedicated volunteers, and we just absolutely love to work at the museum and then be part of the community of Monticello.
I'm Emily Widener. I'm the principal of Whiteheath Elementary School in the Monticello School District, and our story is about Lily Spainhauer, who is a 7-year-old girl fighting leukemia at St. Jude's in Memphis. Lily found out that she had leukemia in July of this year. She's coming into 2nd grade and would have been coming to Whiteheath School for the first time. And instead she had to go to Memphis to St. Jude's Children's Hospital to have 3 rounds of chemotherapy.
Well, when Mrs. Widener let me know that, our principal let me know that we were going to have a student in our class that was battling leukemia, we wanted to do something nice to benefit her family. And I had seen that the alexslemonade.org stand had raised a lot of money through a lemonade stand, and we knew that Lily's birthday was coming up on August 30th, so we decided to put together a lemonade stand in her honor.
A 3rd grade teacher, Brittany Gray, brought in the stand, and she also invited her fiance, Blake Ransom, who's a professional videographer, to come in. The kids got lemonade, they made donations, families made very generous donations in our community.
What happened at the lemonade stand?
We raised over $2,000.
Oh my gosh! How did you raise the $2,000?
We asked the whole school to bring money for Lily. We went outside and we all wore purple shirts and we all spelled their name, Lily, on her birthday.
We also were able to take some videos of the kids sending good wishes to Lily, telling her happy birthday. We have a local parent in Monticello who is one of the managers of the Chili's restaurant in Champaign. And when she heard about Lily, she wanted to do something to help out and show support too. And Chili's already does their September fundraiser for St. Jude's. And so they invited us to come out on September 23rd to support Lily. And the kids, 100% of the proceeds from all the meals that evening would go to St. Jude's. The kids were able to decorate chili peppers with Lily's name on them and make donations to St. Jude's in her honor. Well, in Monticello, a lot of families have been here for generations, and we know each other's parents and grandparents, and we have a real sense of a family community. And so when we hear about a child suffering like this, we all feel a little bit helpless and feel like we want to be able to do something to show Lily our support and to show her family that we're thinking about them.
Well, we do have a monkey. We have a stuffed monkey that's sitting in her chair. It's called the monkey in our chair. And as long as Lily is out of our classroom, the monkey's with us. And then when Lily is well enough to come back to our room, then she will take the monkey home and we'll have Lily in our room.
I'm Kathleen Foster, and I'm here to talk about last season's Christmas bus. I heard about it, the nativity scene at McDonald's, where I went with my exercise group, and the Lutheran Men's Fellowship group was there, and they were making their plans. And I heard about it, The idea came to me, wouldn't it be nice to take senior citizens on a bus to see the nativity scene? And everybody wanted to help. I was given a free bus.
It's a community thing, and we're part of the community, and we want to be a part of it forever. The drivers volunteered. Bob Munson was the tour director, and Kenny Gent was the driver, and we took people all over the city and let them have the Christmas experience.
A local farmer said, Carroll Farms will buy the gas for the bus, and he did. We went right to the nativity scene at the Lutheran Church.
The whole thing, it means so much, and they had done so well with that. They had the animals and the people dressed in the clothing that might have been worn at that time, and it was just very impressive. It was really very good.
After that, we came back into town and went to some neighbors of mine, the Linsleys, who had volunteered to come on the bus with Santa Claus hats and served everybody a cup of hot chocolate. They have a display in their yard, usually music playing behind it. I think we are a great town. I am president, yes I am, but I live there, and I know an awful lot of people, and everybody's nice.
My name is Katie Fulton, and I have lived in Monticello for 11 years with my husband, and we feel so strongly about our neighborhood and how it has supported us and helped us through so many really great and really not so great times in our lives, and believe that it's important for We Are Monticello and others to know us and know our community and our neighbors. We live on North Charter Street in the old part of town. There's a beautiful row of houses on historic State Street, and we live behind that. We're a neighborhood where people wave and say hello to each other, and I think there's a lot of neighborhoods in Monticello that are very similar to that. There's 24 of us all together in our little area that we like to call our extended family, and there are many children ranging from 1 year old until 16. And there lives an older couple, Jack and June McGregor, who've lived here for decades, and they're the ones that welcome us into their home and onto their porches and into their backyard. And they're really our central focus. Our neighbors can't shovel their own snow, or if someone's pregnant, they can't do something physical that they used to be able to do. And so those are the times where the other neighbors really pick up the slack and work together to get them done. The great thing about these kids, because they range from the little itty bitty 1 year old to a 16-year-old, is they get very creative with stuff, and we'll go through time periods where it's all about swinging on the swings or all about digging in the sand. But June, our wonderful next door neighbor who was a special ed teacher for decades, she likes to bring out different things. She will just bring out boxes, very large refrigerator boxes, and just dump them in the yard, and didn't tell the children what to do with them. And she had provided some scissors and some markers and some magazines. And they ended up creating their own neighborhood. And I believe that when people are together and having a great time, it really welcomes other people as well. And so our neighbors sometimes will say that they're just going to have a few people over, and it turns into a party with 70 people and 30 children running around in the yard, because they know that we can pull things out of our freezers and throw together potluck food and have a celebration that really just started as an opportunity to maybe spend an hour or two together, and 5 hours later, we're all still together in the dark, in the backyard, enjoying each other's company on the porch and in the yard. Monticello has incredible neighborhoods and people who bring our community together and create an extended family. And I've been able to experience that firsthand and would welcome you here.
All right. What a terrific show this is. We Are Monticello, made by people behind us and many, many others who participated in this program. If you appreciate this show and would like to have a copy of your own, why don't you think about calling in right now at 217-244-9455 or going online to willpledge.org. Make a $75 contribution. You can pick up a copy of the program. We Are Monticello is our way of saying thanks. Make a $120 contribution, $10 a month if you want to become a sustaining friend, and you can pick up 2 copies as our way of saying thanks. This is a great show, and those were great stories in that last segment. That story on the theater, I'm kind of a community theater buff myself. That's a terrific story. Monticello has a terrific community theater company and wonderful history. The Railway Museum, terrific. And the story on the Christmas bus was very, very, very interesting. And I just wanted to let you know that this year on the Christmas bus, they have 91 seniors signed up, 50 more than last year to ride the 2 motor coaches donated by the Monticello Bus Service. And we want to thank Charlie Montgomery, who passed along this information. Charlie was instrumental in helping to make that story. You can see that these are your friends and neighbors who are making the program for you. So call 217-244-9455 or going online to willpledge.org and saying you appreciate this show and giving WILL the resources to do more local programs. If you appreciate local shows, locally produced programs on your public television station, call that number, make that pledge of support at 217-244-9455. Tell us your favorite Monticello story when you call in tonight. Lindsay?
Thanks, Les. That's right. If you're like Katie Fulton and one of the best things about where you live is your neighborhood, call in and tell us where you live in Monticello and what you love about your neighbors. And we'll read your comments on the air if you'd like to call in and pledge your vital financial support to WILL and We Are Monticello this evening. Coming up on the program, we're going to hear a lot of great stories. If you've ever run in the Kirby Derby, we're going to hear a little bit more about that tonight too, and we'd love for you to call in and tell us why you run in the race every year. If you've been enjoying the program so far, there is a way that you can watch it again and again, and that is by making a contribution to support the programming that WILL brings you on a regular basis. If you pledge at the $72 level, if you would like to become a sustaining member and be a friend of WILL and give an ongoing gift, that's only $6 a month. You can get a copy of tonight's program. We would really like to send that to you as a thank you gift. If you feel like you like the program a whole lot more and you'd maybe like 2 copies to give to somebody else for Christmas, call in and become a friend of WILL. $10 a month, you can become a sustaining member and give an ongoing contribution. $120, that's just $10 a month. You'll get 2 copies of the DVD. If you really love Monticello, there's also this really wonderful book that we discovered by author Maureen Holtz, who did most of her research for the book, The Pike County Historical Society, who was instrumental in helping us create We Are Monticello by supplying historical photos. We heard earlier in the program from Kathleen Pyatt about some of the rich history in Monticello. No one else brings you programs like that. It's just on your local PBS station. Kimberly Cronick is going to tell you more about how easy it is to pledge and support these programs.
That's right, Lindsay. It's really easy to pledge, but I tell you, you're going to have to pledge online right now because all 8 phones are engaged. All of you, all the volunteers are taking your pledges right now at 244-9455. Don't give up. Hang in there with us. Or pledge online right now, willpledge.org. Keep calling, just keep calling. You'll get through in a moment. Hey, we want to thank some people who've already called because this is what this night is about. It's about celebrating Monticello through the eyes of its residents, its storytellers, and this station, WILL, that helped bring it to you. So call in to make a pledge. Hey, I want to do a shout out to the Fultons and the Charter Street neighborhood and Jack and June. I know they're having a viewing party right now, and I think there's like 74 people in the neighborhood, so cheer on. And I know you're having a lot more parties everywhere. Call in, tell us about the viewing party you're having right now, and then make that pledge, and we'll thank you on the air, 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Hey, I want to thank Joanne from Monticello and Pat Rice from Monticello, Thomas Feeney from Monticello, thank you so much. Milko Mushmoff from Monticello. Milko, thank you for your pledge. How about Donna? Donna, thank you for your pledge. And you know what? You can call in and tell us why you love Monticello at 244-9455 or willpledge.org. We're also live tweeting. Lisa Braultz, our marketing director. Go to hashtag #WeAreMonticello. Tell us why you love Monticello. When you make a pledge, tell us. We'll read it on the air. We do have a goal. We want to have 60 calls during this break. We can do it. We got 36 pledges last break. That's a tremendous start. We know we're picking up momentum right now. You know what? It's like being at a football game, but no concussions. No concussions. Isn't that great? 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Les?
Well, yet anyway. 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Let's get those phones going right now. I believe we have a couple of lines open. You know what that means? That means it's an opportunity. An opportunity for you to call 217-244-9455 and join your friends and neighbors in supporting a program about your town. We are Monticello. These are just some terrific stories coming up in the next segment, by the way. A nice story, a great story really on Kirby Hospital. What a wonderful medical facility that is in Monticello, on just recreational opportunities in Monticello, on the Faith in Action in Monticello, and on Habitat. That's just coming up in the next segment, so you're going to want to watch those stories. Monticello, you know, in doing this story, we have found that the Monticello people are so warm, and they just really appreciate the fact that they live in this wonderful community. And if you have a favorite Monticello story, call 217-244-9455. Make your pledge. Tell us your favorite Monticello story. We want to thank Kelly and Brian Finnett of Monticello, and Bernie and Linda Myler of Monticello. Also, Brian and Katie Fulton. Thank you for your calls and your pledges. And if you appreciate the fact that you have a public television in your station that wants to produce local programs about our communities, let us know that with your call, your pledge of support right now. Lindsay?
Thanks, Les. And you know, earlier Les mentioned that it is an opportunity that we have some lines open. You know what else is an opportunity? To support your local PBS station that wanted to come to hometown and highlight what's wonderful about Monticello. We've so enjoyed being able to be a part of your community, even for the brief while that we've been able to put this program together. And it's really the people and the volunteers from your town that made this possible. We didn't film most of the footage for this. You guys did as volunteer videographers. It was wonderful working with everyone from the community, and it's been such a valuable experience, just like the program is. If you love Monticello, give us a call and support WILL and Monticello at 217-244-9455. There's lots of phones open. That means there's time for you to call. If you would like to make a pledge at the $70 level or become a sustaining member, that's just $6 a month. We'll send you a copy of the DVD as a thank you for supporting your station and the programming that we try to bring you every day. WILL was founded on the belief that we can do more, and for us, more means highlighting and spending time on the things that make East Central Illinois a wonderful place to live. And one of those places is Monticello. If you can pledge at the $144 level, we'll send you a copy of the DVD as a thank you and a book called Images of America Monticello that has some wonderful historical photos about the community. We've got a couple people in studio tonight that helped us film the footage for tonight's program, and Kimberly Cronick is going to tell you more about how easy it is to become a part of the WILL family by pledging now.
That's right, Lindsay. You can pledge 244-945 over willpledge.org. We have had some web pledges. That's excellent. Go ahead and you can pledge there, leave your comment. I want to thank Max and Marilyn Olson. Thank you. Max Olson is one of our volunteers who helped make the show that you're enjoying tonight. I want to thank Marlise and Jim also from Monticello. Thank you for your pledge. This is great. It's so great to be in here. This is an experiment. We're starting a new series called We Are, and Monticello was the first town. Monticello said a big yes. There's so much to be proud of by saying yes, being the first to say yes, and you are Monticello residents, the ones who said yes. So thank you. And thank them for saying yes and creating these stories that you're enjoying. 244-9455 or willpledge.org, and you'll support WILL as well. I want to tell you about the DVD again. Remember, you can get that DVD. If you make a pledge of $75, we'll say thank you. We'll send that DVD to you. Hey, if you have a friend you want to give one to, you can make a $120 pledge, and we'll give you a gift of 2 DVDs. That's really great. And also, we have that other level, the $144 level. We can give you the DVD or the Monticello book. And I've got Maureen Holtz here. She's one who wrote that book. And Maureen, can you tell us why did you want to participate in We Are Monticello?
Well, just because I discovered so many wonderful things about Monticello when I was working on the book, and I volunteer at Allerton Park, and I just think it's a wonderful place to live.
Great. And Maureen, what would you like to say to the people of Monticello who are watching right now?
Well, if you haven't called in already, please call in now to 244-9455 or willpledge.org.
Thank you, Maureen. All right, Les, what do we've got? More names to read?
Well, we have a comment in from Twitter, Kimberly. It says, this is Dawn on Twitter. It says, pledging online now, where I partake most of my media. And so thank you, Dawn. If you'd like to make a Twitter comment, you can hashtag We Are Monticello at WILL Public Media. And if you want to make that pledge online, you just go to willpledge.org. But you know, you can also just pick up the phone and call 217-244-9455 and make that pledge of support. Public television is a different kind of media. It's a kind of media that really is reflective of our communities. We love doing local programs. We love local shows. We love doing Mid-American Gardener. We love doing a program like Illinois Pioneers, and we really love making programs like We Are Monticello, where we can really reflect what our communities and our area are all about, what living here is all about. And if you appreciate the fact that there's communities like Monticello, whatever your community is, and you want to let us know that, you know what, we live in a really wonderful area of the country, and we would like to have our stories told. Call 217-244-9455 or go online to willpledge.org. Support programs like We Are Monticello tonight. Make a $72 contribution. You can get a DVD copy of the program as our way of saying thanks. Lindsay?
Thank you, Les. You know, that's one of the things that I think makes public broadcasting special, the fact that we can tell stories and spend the time on the stories that they deserve so that we can tell them in the way that they should be told. And that's what one of the opportunities that has been wonderful about this evening's program is that we have learned so much about the town of Monticello and the people that are in it. It's been heartwarming to hear about how the town takes care of its seniors. We'll hear more about that coming up in the program. And if you are a part of that community and you want to support that community and that sense of community, that's one of the things that we try to bring you here at WILL TV. Call and make a pledge now at 217-244-9455. Most of the phones are busy right now. We've heard from an incredible number of people tonight. Thank you. You can also go online to willpledge.org. For just $6 a month, you can become a sustaining member and give an ongoing pledge to WILL. And we'll send you a copy of We Are Monticello as a thank you gift for being a part of our family. If you'd like to pledge at the $10 level per month and become a sustaining member, we'll send you 2 copies of the DVD. It will be there hopefully before Christmas, so if you want to give one to a friend or neighbor, you can go ahead and do that. Maybe you'd like a book with some historical photos. For the $144 level, we'll send a copy of the DVD and a soft cover of the book. I have a couple people that I would like to thank this evening. Angie Elson from Whiteheath, thank you so much for calling. I have a note on here that it says, of Coldwell Banker. My mom works for Coldwell Banker, so if you're a part of that family too, give us a call right now at 217-244-9455. Kimberly?
That's right, Lindsay. The phones are ringing. I've got a lot of names to read, and I love that. Keep me busy. I want to read name after name after name. Because, you know, so many people it took to make this show, and there's so many more people watching, so it's a team effort. We're like thanking each other, supporting each other, and I know that's what Monticello is all about. So let me thank, right off the bat, Daniel from Monticello. Thank you, Daniel, for your pledge. Sharon Fultzer from Monticello. Sharon, thank you for yours. Jean Stoddard from Monticello, thank you. Hey, I've got some people to thank in Mattoon. Mac White. Mac, thank you for supporting We Are Monticello. Jean and Kara German, thank you from Monticello, and William and Elaine Tracy from Monticello. That's awesome. You know what? WILL TV covers a huge region of Central Illinois. We can't possibly tell the stories of all the wonderful towns in our community, but by partnering with you, by collaborating with you and asking you to tell the stories of your town, we can do that together. We can cover the region and we can talk about what's special and unique about right where we live. And that's a collaboration worth supporting. You're calling right now with your pledge. You're saying thank you to the Monticello storytellers that brought you this great program, and there's more to come. And you're supporting the station that brought it to you. Public television, WILL, that's what we do. We live in this community. We care about this community. We care about your community. And that's why we spent 3 months with you, hearing your stories, and then now we're putting them out to all the communities of Central Illinois to see. So call in now and support We Are Monticello, 217-244-9455 or willpledge.org. Right, Les?
That's right, Kimberly. We've had 20 calls in so far during this break. So let's see if we can get, 5, 10, 15 more calls in right now. And we can do that if you just take a couple of minutes before we go back to the program and make that call, 217-244-9455, or online at willpledge.org. And make a pledge, whatever amount fits into your budget. Remember, if you make a $72 contribution, we have our way of saying thanks is with a DVD copy of the program, We Are Monticello. Elizabeth, Daniel, and Douglas from Monticello, thank you very much for your call and your pledge of support. Your friends and neighbors helped make this program. Your friends and neighbors are here answering the phones tonight, and they're waiting to hear from you. Public television is a real partnership. It's a real collaborative effort. It takes people to make programs, and it takes people to watch programs, and it takes people to support those programs. And that's what we're asking you to do right now, is just make a commitment of support to your public television station, WILL, so that we can continue to make these programs for you. And that level of support, really, that's up to you. You decide. That's the great thing about public television. You can decide the value of this service, the value of these programs, and then make a call at 217-244-9455. Get involved. Support your public television station at 217-244-9455, or go online at willpledge.org. Lindsay?
Thanks, Les. All the phones are busy right now, but that doesn't stop you from going online to willpledge.org to make a contribution. There are several people who already have, and I have a few people that I'd really like to thank. Ag Create Solutions, thank you so much for contributing to WILL and being a friend of the station. Kurt and Gloria from Monticello, thank you for your pledge. I'd also like to thank June and Jack McGregor, who are part of the Neighborhood Project. Thanks for calling in and supporting WILL. It was wonderful to learn about your neighborhood when we were producing the program. They called in and made contributions to WILL just like you can. We'll get back to the program here in just a few seconds, and we'll learn more about Monticello from your stories. Give us a call right now at 217-244-9455 or go online to willpledge.org. Coming up after the break, we're going to hear more about the Kirby Derby, the recreational opportunities in Monticello, and this is some of the support that the city gives to its elders. That has been one of the really wonderful things to hear about Monticello. So give us a call right now so we can get back to the program. 217-244-9455.
My name is Terry Norman. I'm the owner of the Main Street Pub here in Monticello. In the town itself, we have a total of 18 restaurants. It allows the community to stay in town, to keep our money in town, which is important to the wealth and the growth of the community. When we originally bought the pub, we were led to believe it was more of a bar environment. It absolutely is not. It's more of a food restaurant environment, but it's more of a family. We cater, we pride ourselves on catering to families. While there may be people drinking at the bar, you can separate yourself and not even be that you're in the bar if you're in the restaurant area. Three Ravens is actually, it's very similar in atmosphere and in what they have to offer in terms of they have more dinner specials, whereas we have more of a lunch special, again, locally owned. We complement each other. Brad does a total pork menu, and we do a total beef. So he'll do his pork chops and barbecued pork, whereas we'll do a ribeye and a hamburger. So we complement each other as opposed to being overly competitive with each other. Carmona's is relatively new in town. I believe it's more of your home-style cooking. Country fried steak, fried chicken, meatloaf type of meals. The Brown Bag has been there as long as I have. Harleen owns the Brown Bag. They do soups, they do specialty sandwiches, and it kind of is one of those when a customer really loves something or an employee comes in and develops a sandwich that's specific to them, she'll actually even name that after a person. Very unique building in that you have the main area where you go in and order, and then it's like a separate room where you would go into and eat, but she has calendars and cards and just fun little things to kind of go and look and browse while you're waiting for your food. It's connected to one of the other local businesses where you can even kind of, exchange and go back and forth. So again, everything's just well open. When you come into Monticello, you have a sense of ownership, a sense of belonging. The community pulls together. Everyone, you walk down the street and people just greet you and smile, and it's just a very warm place to live.
I'm Heidi Apperson. I work at Kirby Medical Center as a marketing and community relations coordinator. We have built a new hospital off the interstate, and it's called Kirby Medical Center now, and we have been open since September 29th of 2011. Not many small towns like this have a hospital to go to. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't have to drive 30 miles to an emergency room or to a hospital. It's right here in town.
Kirby is the largest employer in Piatt County, so it has a huge economic impact on Monticello.
We have a lot of community programs that are focused on healthy living. We have the Kirby Derby Live Well program. Kirby Derby is a 5K, 10K race that started 7 years ago. Every year it's grown. We are over 1,000 people this year, and we also incorporate a training program and have people from all over coming to be involved in the race.
Monticello is a beautiful city, and it gives the runners a chance to see that. Plus it brings a lot of people in town, and it helps businesses on that day.
The race raises money for Kirby Foundation. This last year we're going to be building a wellness walking trail around Kirby Medical Center.
Kirby Medical Center's been around for 70 years, and we have treated thousands and thousands of patients over those years. And our focus, and I think the intent of the Kirby family, was that we continue to provide care and advance that type of care and grow as the community needs us to.
Mr. and Mrs. Kirby's daughter, Nell England, was responsible for gifting the original hospital to the town. So that family set a tone in Monticello of generosity and giving back to their community, and I think that trickled down and encouraged the Tapman sisters to donate farm ground for Tapman Village, and just makes Monticello a pretty unique place.
My name is Cochran Keating, and I'm here to talk about the City of Monticello Parks and Recreation Department and how wonderful it is. The Sangamon River is a backdrop for a lot of the activities that go on. The city has built and maintains a walking path between the downtown area and the outer parts of the city limits that crosses the Sangamon River, and it's a beautiful walking and biking path. We also have one on the east side of the city, and that's a prairie walk. It's a good way to see Illinois, central Illinois, the way it used to be. It's a beautiful walk. The city owns and operates a driving range that's inexpensive and really accessible to the citizens. The kids really learned to swim this summer by going every day to the Monticello Pool and Aquatic Center. Nix Park Playground was built several years ago in honor of a 12-year-old boy who passed away much too young by his parents, who funded a large part of it, and named the park Nix Park in honor of their son. It is a social construct because a lot of the community gets together, the parents, and get to know each other while the kids play on the community-built playground. I moved from St. Augustine, Florida, and you would think that a resident of St. Augustine, Florida wouldn't move north. You'd leave all that beautiful beach and that warm weather. But the people here are wonderful, and they have the time to be nice and to get together and have fun and join in on projects. It's a wonderful place to live.
My name is Julie Gloy, and I'm the Director of Faith in Action. And so I'm here to tell you about the Faith in Action services and volunteers. Faith in Action is an outreach of the Piatt County Nursing Home. It is a national organization, and we began serving the area in 1998. It's a home and community-based organization that reaches out to seniors. Basically, the seniors benefit by the services provided by Faith in Action because they can remain independent in their own home with just a little bit of help. We have 226 volunteers, and we've reached out to over 632 care receivers that are active this year.
There we go. Found it. Lay down there a little bit.
Friendly Visits is where a volunteer will actually go into the senior's home and talk about current events, maybe what's interesting not only to the senior but as well as the volunteer.
That's here all the rest of the day.
Faith in Action partners with several community organizations to provide support groups to families and seniors in our area.
Breathing and pull back.
Faith in Action provides some outside activities for seniors, such as Strong for Life. It is a low-impact exercise program that we provide to seniors in our area.
Hard as we can, pull back.
Set your end down, guys. We'll drag it this way. Okay.
Faith in Action has built over 45 ramps this year. Last year they built 55. We've got a crew of 19 men that they donate their time and their service for this project. I think they donate their time because they love being together. And they have built a friendship amongst themselves, but also they want to be able to give back to the community as well. We have a volunteer that comes into our office on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and she has a list of seniors who she calls and just makes sure that they are okay. I think she has made 2,000 calls just this year. Faith in Action each year puts together a catalog of classes and seminars that would benefit not only the families, but also seniors. Monticello is very, very important to Faith in Action. Without the volunteers, without the financial support, Faith in Action would not be in existence. We have 226 volunteers, and just this year they have donated over 3,500 hours towards this community, and they have driven over 27,000 miles.
I'm Max Olson, and I'm here to tell about the Piatt County chapter of Habitat for Humanity International.
My name is Larry McClure. I have been with Habitat for Humanity of Piatt County since the beginning. We have been building houses all over the county, and this is going to be our 9th house that we're completing in Monticello right now.
And it's located at 828 North Walnut Street here in Monticello. Almost all of the work is volunteer. It's over 90%. Of course, I think everybody realizes that the aim and the goal of Habitat for Humanity is to provide a good, affordable home for people that otherwise wouldn't be able to own their own home. They were talking about raising money, and one fella, his name was Tom Dean, I'd like to mention his name, he was the instigator of it. And so they started cutting wood, seasoning it, splitting it, and selling firewood. That group, very dedicated people, have given Habitat for Humanity in Piatt County over $150,000. That's a lot of wood. The more I get around and, well, particularly see other small towns, I'm overwhelmed. This is a beautiful place. Got a wonderful school. Everything is well kept up. Even the older parts of town are very well kept. And of course, that's part of the reason, you know, we have to help to rejuvenate North Walnut Street. But yeah, the longer I live here, the prouder I am.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Moon, a producer at WILL. I hope that you're at home enjoying the show just as much as we are here in the studio. We're having a lot of fun tonight, and we want you to be a part of it. Call in right now and make a pledge at 244-9455. We've got a long list of people who already have, and I'd like to thank a few of them. Paul in Virginia, thank you so much for calling in. Dan and Barb Carroll, the Keating family. Tim and Molly Tracy, Kathy McDowell, and Susan Gibson, thank you so much for your pledge of support to WILL. If you're sitting at home and you think that this is a great program and you're like Max Olson, and the longer you live in Monticello, the prouder you are to be a member of the community. Now is the time to call and pledge your support for Monticello and for WILL for being able to bring you this program. WILL is a vital service, and You know, you could think of it kind of like a utility, like your cell phone bill or your water bill. Call and become a sustaining member and make an ongoing gift to WILL and keep programs like We Are Monticello on the air. This is the first time that we're doing this project, and we'd really like to expand it and come to more towns in Central Illinois and highlight the things that are wonderful and why this is a great place to live. Call and pledge your support right now. Go to willpledge.org, or you can call 244-9455. Any pledge level is great as long as you make a pledge and be a part of the vital membership that keeps this station running. We want to be a part of your life just as much as you want to be a part of ours. So give us a call right now.
That's right, Lindsay, and the phones are ringing. We're so happy that the volunteers who help make the show and others are in our studio right now to take your call at 217-244-9455 or willpledge.org. You know, I was watching Julie Gloy, who was in that story on Faith in Action. She hadn't seen the whole story yet, right? Just like you, and so she's watching it, she's smiling. Were you smiling too? Were you smiling when you saw that wood being chopped and all that money being raised for Habitat for Humanity? We're smiling in the studio because you're helping raise money for WILL and supporting the storytellers of Monticello by calling 244-9455 or willpledge.org. It is so wonderful to be here live, to feel that energy, to have you call in and respond to this collaboration, the generosity of Monticello, the collaboration with WILL. It's wonderful. We're so happy to be here. So call in right now. As Lindsay said, any pledge amount is okay. Any amount we love, we are thankful for it. 244-9455. Let me send a thank you to Wes and Maggie Schwartztraub from Monticello. Thank you for your pledge. Carol Stiverson, thank you so much. She also likes Downton Abbey and our cooking shows. That's great. And John Hendricks from Monticello. Thank you, John. And George and Linda from Monticello. They are enjoying the show. And you know what? Some of you are watching this pre-recorded. Guess what? You can still make a pledge. Go to willpledge.org if you're watching this pre-recorded. Les, what do you have?
Kimberly, I also want to mention that coming up in the next segment, we've got a story on the Monticello Sages. You want to make sure you catch that. It was produced by a Monticello high school student. It's a wonderful story. She did a great job. So you'll want to catch that. There's a story on the library, story on Maple Point, on education in Monticello, and the arts in Monticello. Wonderful stories about your community. The communities here in Central Illinois, they're the best. And if you're appreciating this program and you would like to have a copy of it for your own, make a $72 contribution right now at 217-244-9455. We'd be happy to say thanks with a DVD copy of We Are Monticello. If you can make a contribution at the $120 level, 2 DVD copies. And if you can make a contribution at the $144 level, you can have the 2 DVDs of We Are Monticello and the Monticello book by Maureen Holtz. It's a wonderful book. And again, these are just our way of saying thanks when you make those pledges and make those contributions of support at the different levels. But you decide what this public television station means to you and your family, and the programs that you watch, the services that you see, and the fact that there is a television station in your community that will produce programs about your community. And if that's important to you, then you call this number, 217-244-9455, or go online to willpledge.org. Make that call and make that pledge of support at 217-244-9455. Let's keep all these phones busy. Lindsay?
Thanks, Les. That's right. Let's keep the phones busy. Give us a call right now at 217-244-9455. We're looking for a lot of calls this break. We'd like to hear from 50 people. We'd really like to hear from you this hour. We've heard from an incredible number so far this evening. Let's keep that going. We're so thankful for your support, for the support that you give to the station, and for being one of our friends. It's wonderful to see the friendships and the sense of community that people in Monticello have for their town and the pride that they have in the school. It's been wonderful to learn more about the Marching Sages and about the value that the community places on academics and the students. We're going to hear more about that coming up in the next segment. If you are a part of that and you've been a Marching Sage, give us a call right now. If you're an alum of Monticello High School, call in and tell us why you're proud to be a part of that group. We'd love to hear from you. And also, if you've already called in and made a pledge, maybe you're sitting at home watching the show and you're also on your computer checking Facebook, go to our Facebook page and leave a comment, or you can tweet #WeAreMonticello. We'd love to hear from you about what stories you've liked this hour and which ones you are hoping to see in the next segment. You can also give us a call and pledge your support for this program at 217-244-9455. Any level of support is wonderful, but if you can pledge at the $72 level, that's $6 a month if you want to become a sustaining friend of the station. It's an ongoing contribution. We'll send you a copy of the DVD as a thank you, and you can share it with your friends and neighbors and tell them why you love Monticello as much as we do now after producing the program. So give us a call right now at 217-244-9455 or go online to willpledge.org. Kimberly?
Lindsay, we've got some friends and neighbors in Monticello to thank. New friends to us, but people you probably know as you live in Monticello and do you know Tim and Ann Marty from Monticello? Well, thank you for making a pledge. If you're their neighbor, why don't you call in right now and make a pledge and support the storytelling that's been done by Monticello residents and shown on your public television station, WILL. Also want to thank Ann and Joel Hertz from Monticello. Thank you for your pledge. And you know, we have, the phone lines are busy. Belinda's on the line. She's got a story on the arts coming up. It's a great arts community in Monticello. Aubrey Brown, we talked about the Sages. That story is coming up. Sage Pride, and Aubrey's in our studio. She and other students helped make that story. That's coming up. We have Kathleen Pyatt. You heard her story earlier about some of the history of Monticello. She talked about how the pride and the pioneering spirit of Monticello from way back when it was founded continues to this day. And so many of you know each other. Others of you have moved in the community and decided to stay. Some have moved away and come back. That's what Monticello does. It draws people, it draws good people together, giving people, generous people. Call in right now and show your generosity, both for the storytellers, the City of Monticello, and WILL. 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Call in right now. Let me thank Barb Ellis from Hayworth. Thank you, Barb, for your pledge. Gary and Marlena Bordson, thank you. You helped with that story on the Christmas bus. Thank you. Dawn Stahl from Monticello, thank you. Justin Husina, forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong, from Cisco. And Tim and Shelley Stock from Monticello. Thank you for your pledges. And now we go back over to Les. Oh, and Les is, there he is.
Oh, here I am.
Here you go, Les.
I have to get down here like on one knee, but the problem is I won't be able to get back up again. I'm here with Julie Glaw and Callie, and they've been instrumental in producing many of the programs that you are watching tonight. And Julie, you have a special request, don't you?
I'm asking my sister to call in, and I hope she gets line number 4 because I'll take your call.
Julie said, well, what do we do if the phone rings while we're talking? And she says, do you not want the money? I said, well, of course we want the money. You answer the phone. She's so cute. Julie, I wanted to ask you about the program, or the stories that you produced for the program. You were instrumental in several of them. Why did you think of producing programs and making programs about Monticello was important?
Well, I think that it really kind of ties the community together. I love doing this segment, We Are Monticello, and I love doing the videography. I found a new career, I think. I loved it. I loved it.
And Callie, you produced many of the several of the stories also. What was important about doing these stories?
It was nice to get a different perspective on every possible aspect, and I'm sure there's hundreds more that we didn't even think of for this show, and it's nice to hear about the community, from the community, and of course boast about Monticello, because we all know it's great.
And it's been wonderful to get the response that we've been getting so far.
Yes, I love hearing from people that I know, hint, hint, and keep the calls coming.
Great, thank you. And how about those Faith in Action volunteers? What
All
should they
those
do?
Faith in Action volunteers need to call me, because you know what? I love to talk on the phone, and I'll take your call.
So there you go. Call 217-244-9455. Or if you have to, you can go online to willpledge.org and make a pledge there too. Lindsay?
Thanks, Les. You know, I think one of the coolest things about the story that Julie was able to help with is that she went up in a plane to shoot some of the footage. So if you were that pilot, thank you so much for doing that, because I think it's one of the special things about this program. Also, I've been communicating with Callie all night, and she really wants to hear from her mom. So if that's you, give us a call right now, 217-244-9455. I've got some other people to thank, and you can be one of them. Vicki from Monticello, thank you so much for your support. Hazel Smith, it was wonderful to hear from you this evening. Kathy and Steve Mills, thanks for supporting We Are Monticello and WILL. And finally, Brad and Robin Mitchell, thank you very much for calling in. You know, you can be one of those people. We've got some lines open. That means it's time for you to call. As Les said earlier, that's an opportunity. I've been told that it's probably a good idea to take those, so give us a call right now at 217-244-9455, or you can go online to willpledge.org. This program was put together by more than 70 volunteers from Monticello that I have had the opportunity and the pleasure to work with over the past few months as we've been able to shoot the footage and do the interviews. And It's the volunteers that made this show possible, and it is also people like you who make every program on public television possible, because it's your support that helps us bring you shows like this. You won't see a special like this highlighting your hometown and the things that are wonderful about it on any other station. So give us a call right now and show that you value that programming as much as we value bringing it to you. You can be a part of the next production, so give us a call, 217-244-9455. Kimberly?
That's right, Lindsay. Give us a call, and you are. Lindsay, we have 70 people that have called in and made pledges so far. That's awesome, 70 people. I bet we could get 100. I bet 100 people who live in Monticello and the surrounding area will call in and pledge their support to this show. This local production, produced in partnership with residents of Monticello and WILL. We spent 3 months together, and you told us the stories you wanted to cover. We showed you how to help tell those stories, and we put them together, and here we are tonight. It's sort of the climax of a wonderful relationship, and it's going to continue on. Call in right now, 244-9455 or willpledge.org. And you know, you can be a sustaining member. Let's say you can pledge $5 a month. That's really great. As a sustaining member, you decide how much you want to pledge. We take it to off your credit card or withdraw it from your bank account every month, month after month. You don't have to think about it. You can stop it at any time. But being a sustainer is really a great way to support this station year after year, month after month. 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Coming up, we have some great stories. We have stories on the arts. We have stories on the library, Maple Point, Sages Pride. There you can see if you make a pledge of $72, we can say thank you with the DVD of We Are Monticello. If you can pledge a little bit more, we can say thank you by sending you 2 copies. That's for a pledge of $120. But you know what? Any amount is appreciated, because you know what that does? That says, hey, this was great. Working with residents of a town, helping them tell the stories of the town, and then sharing them with the region in Central Illinois that WILL covers. I can't think of anything better than that. I love to be a storyteller. I was one of the producers on this, and I had such great fun meeting all of you, helping you tell the stories, and these stories live on in me, and I'll share them as well. So call in right now and make a pledge, 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Les?
Yeah, thanks, Kimberly. And point well taken. You know, the wonderful stories coming up, wonderful stories we've seen tonight about the town of Monticello and why it's such a great community and why it's such an asset to our area. If you feel that this is important that we tell these stories, and not only just tell them, but document them, that's why we think that your support right now is so vital. To call our pledge line right now at 217-244-9455, or maybe going online to willpledge.org and making your contribution there. Remember, make a $72 year contribution to WILL, and you can pick up a copy of We Are Monticello as our way of saying thanks to you, the DVD. Or if you make a $120 a year contribution, that's just $10 a month if you want to put that on a sustaining membership plan, and that's 2 copies of the DVD, We Are Monticello. And again, these are just our way of saying thanks to you for getting involved, supporting your community and supporting the stories about your community, the stories that WILL can tell with your help and with your support. When we do a project like this, you know what? We find out that nothing is done alone. No community really survives on one person. No community is a community with just one person or one family. It takes all of us to make that community work, to make that a great place to be. And it takes a community to make a great public television station. And you're part of that community when you call 217-244-9455 and make your pledge of support.
Les is right. It does take a community, just like the community of neighbors that we've heard from this evening about how wonderful it is for their neighborhood. If you're part of one of those places and you think, you know, it does take a village, and I have mine, become part of ours here at WILL and give us a call at 217-244-9455. I have a few people I'd like to thank. Will and Terry Carney from Monticello, thank you for your pledge and for being a part of this program. I'd also like to thank Craig and Mary Chambers from Danville. It's so great to hear from Danville. This is the first time that we've done this We Are program, and we want to come to your town next, so call in and show your support so that we can keep this going. If you're sitting at home and you're watching the phones ring and you're thinking, man, I'm so glad all those other people are calling in so that they can make their goal. I've been where you are and I know what you're thinking. Won't you be the next one to call? Now is the time. Call in at 217-244-9455, or you can go online to willpledge.org. And while you've got your computer out, if you're one of those people who enjoys social media, we are taking your tweets this hour, hashtag #WeAreMonticello. So tell us what you love about your community and why you have pride in Monticello. I know that after being a part of this program, I'm not even from there, and I have pride and am proud of you as a community. So give us a call tonight and tell us what's special about being from there. Later on in the hour, we're going to hear more about Maple Point and how the community supports the arts. Kimberly's going to tell you more about that. Call now, 217-244-9455.
That's right. Lindsay, you said you're proud of Monticello and you're not even... Me too. And I feel like I'm a proud sage, and I didn't go to the high school. But, just that idea of what a sage is, and it's such a unique mascot, and we're going to hear that story coming up next. And I've got another story. Molly Delaney, our educational outreach director, she was going to go home. She lives in Paxton. She's watching the show for the first time in the break room. She can't leave. She's that compelled, and she's not from Monticello. That's happening to a lot of people. So we're asking you, if you appreciate this show, to call in right now and make a pledge. Support the storytellers of Monticello and the volunteers and this station that is bringing you this program. 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Let me thank Renee Nicholson from Monticello. Thank you for your pledge. Ron from Monticello, thank you for yours. Ed and Michelle from Monticello, they said, quote, a great quality program. I couldn't agree with you more. Also, Sue and Jenny Galt, thank you for your pledge to We Are Monticello. Ooh, I've got some more. I got to get through this. Kevin and Laura Hiller from Monticello, thank you so much. And here's some more names. David Turner from Petersburg. David, thank you. And Richard and Pam Wittig from Monticello. Thank you so much for your contributions. Look at that. If you can pledge $72, we'll also say thank you by sending you a copy of the show for your very own DVD of the show. However you want to do, whatever amount you can pledge is great. Let's say you can pledge a little more. We can send you 2 copies for a thank you of a $120 gift. But what really matters is that you call in right now, because this is the first time we're doing this We Are series. You're the very first episode in this project, We Are Monticello. We want to do it again. We want to thank you, and you should feel very proud of saying yes and stepping up and being the first community that we feature in the We Are series. 217-244-9455. We have over 80 pledges. We'd like to have 100, and Les is going to tell us more about how you can do that. Les?
Yep, you do that by picking up the phone and calling 217-244-9455 and keeping these phone volunteers busy. These are your friends and neighbors from Monticello who have come in tonight to answer those phones and take those pledges of support. And we thank you for making that call. We want to thank Bridget from Monticello. Thank you, Bridget. And we want to thank Derek and Lynn Brune from Monticello. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Derek and Lynn. Want to thank Karen Knight from Urbana. Thank you, Karen. Urbana heard from tonight. And we want to thank Tina, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, and Charlie from Monticello. And again, these are just some of the people who are calling in and making those pledges of support. And remember, we just saw the gift levels on the screen. At the $72 level, you can get a thank you gift. Our thank you gift to you is a DVD copy of the program. At the $120 level, $10 a month on the Sustainer plan, 2 copies of the DVD. And at the $140 level, 2 copies of the DVD and the book by Maureen Holtz on Monticello. Again, these are our way of saying thanks. We're going back to the program in just a few seconds. Still your opportunity to call and make those pledges at 217-244-9455 or willpledge.org. Back to the show.
I'm Aubrey Brown. I'm a junior at Monticello High School, and I shot video of the Sages.
Being a sage means going beyond expectations and having sage rage!
To be a sage means to have school spirit, love each other, and be a family.
Well, a sage, being the owl, kind of promotes wisdom and how education really plays a big part in our school.
That's a really cool and unique mascot name for your school, because it really sounds like you're focused on academics. And I would say that Monticello and most high schools and school districts should be like this, but certainly Monticello has a #1 focus on academics. So that's the Monticello Sages.
Our kids take ownership and leadership within the building, and the true meaning of being a sage is someone who's involved and loves their schools, and they love each other. Our students fit that mold, and we're very proud of them.
I'm proud to be a sage because the students here are great and well behaved, and I'm also so proud because the teachers are always hardworking and we have great administrators.
Being a sage means knowing that you always have a strong team of teachers behind you, supporting you in all of your efforts.
Every day is the best day to be a sage!
I'm very into my education. I really want to get good grades, get into a good college, and that's really awesome that the Sages would even advertise that in their mascot, that education is just so important.
Being a Sage isn't just in your high school and school years. It's throughout your entire life, until the day you die. You're Monticello Sage, and it's just an attitude.
I think it's a very tight-knit group of individuals, and I'm really happy that I'm here instead of a big city, because everyone will be here to support you if you have anything bad happen to you. There's so many fundraisers for people in need, and it's just a great town to live in.
My name is Kara Stoger, and I am the Youth and Programming Services Coordinator at Allerton Public Library, and my story is about the library itself. The library's been here for over 100 years. I think it's a great place for people to come together. A lot of people come in every day. They check on the news, maybe they check on the gossip, and see what's going on in the community. We have story times weekly for birth through 5. They're split up a little bit, but since we let siblings come, they're all kind of a mix. In a single week, we have between 60 and 80 kids that come into the 3 different story times. I think it's a great way to introduce books to kids. That young age, it's really hard for them to sit through a long book. Maybe it's singing a song that has to do with the story we read. It all incorporates the different books that we read into other things that they can do that kids like to do. We have actually a really good archive that has, if you were born in this area, they can probably trace your roots back very far. It's a really good collection. The library is a way to, I think it's a way to talk to your neighbors and to know what's going on in your community. I definitely think that if the Allerton Library wasn't here, it would be missed. There's enough people that, come in just to read the newspapers, and I think it's more of they maybe just want to be out with other people. They just want to be in that kind of community setting. So it is kind of a little community within a community.
My name's Kara Olson. I'm the director at Maple Point, and our story focused on the support we receive from the community and ways we try to give back to the community. Maple Point is a supportive living facility for older adults. We assist with activities of daily living for those who need some assistance. And Maple Point is a part of the Piatt County Nursing Homes network of services. And when Maple Point started, it was built with a lot of community support. A lot of donations came in to assist us in getting Maple Point started. We have 30 apartments. We typically have about 32 residents. The community supports us by volunteering their time for different projects, assisting with activities, coming in to provide entertainment for our residents. We have a group of volunteers that comes in twice a month to do manicures for our residents. We also utilize the Faith in Action program. They do a lot of transportation assistance for our residents. Church service is provided through different local ministers and pastors that volunteer time to provide church service for Maple Point as well as the nursing home. We try to give back in a variety of ways. One of the projects we do is bookmarks for the library. The residents will make those and then deliver them to the library. We also do service projects for Willow Tree Missions for their resale shop, just a variety of things they need assistance with. We also are doing a project, our men's group is making building blocks that we are going to donate to local schools for the kids. We also have a resident who volunteers at Lincoln School to assist children with their reading. I interviewed Pam Courtright. She is a job coach through Monticello High School for their work program.
The students that come here are from the high school, and this is a work program which they have the opportunity to learn skills, new skills that will help them possibly get jobs in the future.
We had some students that worked at Maple Point last year in our activity department and in housekeeping. So she spoke a little bit about that program. It was important for them just to gain the work experience, to learn what it was like to be at a job on time and to perform the duties that they needed to get done in the time that they were allowed. I love getting to know the residents there, and being a smaller assisted living community, you just get to know everybody. It's like a little community within a community. So I just love just the interaction with everybody.
My name is Brandon Hissong, and I am a board member on the Monticello Area Education Foundation, and I would just like to tell the story of the foundation. We are a nonprofit organization whose mission is to enrich and enhance the educational opportunities of the students at Monticello schools. It does that primarily through classroom grants for summer tutoring and scholarships.
I'm Cindy Quick. I'm a third grade teacher at Whiteheath Elementary. I've received 3 different grants through MAEF. The first one I wrote, I received a smart board for our classroom, which is an amazing tool to have, an interactive whiteboard in your classroom. One of the things that we're really trying to do is promote student engagement, and so when they have an opportunity to come to the board and actually engage themselves in the material on the board, it makes for a wonderful learning experience. And because I love that so much, I wrote a grant this past year for the response system, which is a remote clicker system that allows students to answer questions via a remote, and I get immediate feedback as to how they're doing on multiple choice or short numeric responses. So it's a wonderful thing to have in the classroom.
We came into the high school, and the life skills class, last year they received a grant for equipment and supplies to run their Sages Cafe. The Sages Cafe is a cafe that they set up here in the school for teachers and students to get coffee and hot cider and hot chocolate. And at the same time, it provides the life skills students to practice their vocation. As a parent, I think having an organization like the Monticello Area Education Foundation is very reassuring to know that our kids are getting a great education, and they're getting to experience some opportunities that maybe they wouldn't be getting in other districts where they don't have the available funding to do some of these programs.
My name is Belinda Becchio, and I'm a retired art teacher, member of the Monticello community, and board member of the Monticello Area Arts Council. The arts in Monticello are very unusual for a town our size. It's very unique. Our schools have always been very rich in the amount of art that they offer to our students. One of the artists from Monticello that was not only an artist but a teacher was Frank Mula. He was one of the first to want to decorate the gym and bring the alum back and really make quite an event where the kids really showcase their talents with their homecoming theme and individual paintings. The Arts Council came about in 2007. We had a big fundraiser, which was Chairs for the Arts. We selected different areas of the arts that people could go ahead and sponsor a chair. And we have over 30 chairs. Each one really celebrates a different kind of art. And the money that we created from that fundraiser then went to furnish our studio and to buy supplies and start offering classes. The Paint the Town is a yearly event that we collaborate with the City of Monticello, and we have areas of the downtown streets that we chalk off as large squares, and then different people pay $5. We provide all the paint. They can paint whatever they want on the square. It's for all ages, and each year we get quite a variety of people that participate. We have an exceptional amount of artists that work in Monticello in galleries. Corey Art Glass is a wonderful business in town. It's a husband and wife team. It's Lynn and Chris Corey. They do beautiful stained glass and leaded glass projects. Paper Crane is a gallery. Melinda McIntosh is the artist. She does several different kinds of projects. She paints. She does printmaking. She also does beautiful hand-dyed fabrics, making scarves, and quite often uses a variety of materials, including silk. Larry Ziemer's gallery is owned by Larry Ziemer and his wife Carol. Larry's been very well known watercolor artist in Monticello, and many people have collected not only his original watercolors, but he has limited edition prints of different watercolors. Prairie Fire Glass is also a gallery as well as a studio. The artist there is Jim Downey, and he does a variety of different glass projects, and then he also displays other artists' work in his gallery as well. Gabe Bridwell is a local resident. He's a graduate of Monticello, and he is a professional artist that's worked in cartooning and comics, and he's done great work for companies like Disney, Marvel. The local artists bring a great sense of purpose as far as art is important in our daily lives, that you can do what you love as an occupation, you can enrich other people's lives with your art. And I think too that it's an example for kids going through school that yes, I can choose a career in the arts. And I think that anytime we have working artists in your community, I think they're great role models for people of all ages that do something that you enjoy and find that inner artist in you.
And that's We Are Monticello, a look at the Piatt County community through the eyes of its residents.
Support for We Are Monticello provided by Kirby Medical Center, a value-based organization committed to progressive hospital, outpatient, and specialty services. More information about Kirby's value-based philosophy is at kirbyhealth.org. And by Prairie Fire Glass, a gallery displaying unique glass creations and mixed media work by local artists. And by these local Monticello businesses and organizations.
I'm Lindsay Moon, producer for WILL. Support from local businesses have made We Are Monticello possible. If you've enjoyed learning more about Monticello this hour, there's still time to call and show your support. Become a friend of WILL by pledging online at willpledge.org or call 217-244-9455.
And by the Friends of WILL. Thank you.
Viewers just like you and more than 70 volunteers from Monticello made We Are Monticello possible. Here at WILL, we make it a point to try and build understanding of our ever-changing and diverse world. We also believe it's important to stay true to our roots. Many of your friends and neighbors in Monticello have been a part of that, either by helping us to produce this program or by pledging financially. There's still time for you to be a part of the overwhelming response we've had for this program. Support the stories made possible by your friends and neighbors, and support the station that brought you those stories. Call now and become a friend of WILL by making a pledge at 217-244-9455 or go online to willpledge.org. If you've enjoyed learning how seniors at Maple Point are giving back to Monticello, or how the rich arts community in Monticello nurtures professional and student artists alike, now is the time to support this program and to make a vital financial contribution that makes programs like this one possible. And if you can make a pledge of $75, we'll say thank you by sending you a DVD of this evening's show. For a pledge of $120, we'll send you 2 copies of the program. No financial pledge is too small or too large. Call now at 217-244-9455 or go online to willpledge.org. That's 217-244-9455 or willpledge.org. Keep watching. We're going back to the studio live in just a few moments.
That is amazing. Did you see all the names in those credits? All the volunteers from Monticello who stepped up and helped make that program that you just watched and enjoyed. whether it was actually filming this stuff or getting photographs or getting other people to participate. That was a real community effort. So thank you, Monticello. Thank you so much. There's still time to call and make a contribution and thank the residents of Monticello who made that show, and to thank WILL who brought you the program. 244-9455 or willpledge.org is the number to call. We have heard from 102 people. 102 people from Monticello and the surrounding area pledged and said, thank you, we support We Are Monticello. That is just wonderful. That is such a great way to end an evening. We want to thank you too, and in order to do that, we need to have you call in with a pledge of any amount. 244-9455 or willpledge.org. Right, Lindsay? It's been a great, great night.
That's right, Kimberly. It has been a great night. And it's been so great that we've had so many people we want to thank. Over 100 of you called in this evening. That's incredible. I have a few people that I want to mention before we leave this evening. James and Linda Ayers from Monticello, thank you for your contribution. Ann Reeser, Marilyn Belor, Terrell, and Lori Taylor, thank you so much for calling this evening, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. It's been wonderful to hear from you. You can still be a part of this evening's show. It wasn't us that made this program possible, it was you that made this program possible, either by your vital financial support or because it was your friends and neighbors who are the ones who filmed the footage for this show and is what made it a success. So give us a call right now and support Monticello and WILL at 217-244-9455, or you can go online to willpledge.org. Here at WILL, we try to bring you diverse perspectives and introduce you to new things. And one of the things that we learned about Monticello is that there's an amazing community and group of people that have pride in who they are and where they're from, and that's valuable. And we were so happy to be able to bring that story to Monticello residents and everyone in the surrounding communities. We want to come to your town next, so call in and pledge your support to make that possible. You can do that by calling 217-244-9455. If you can pledge just $6 a month and become a sustaining friend of the station, we can send you a copy of tonight's program, and Les Schulte is going to tell you more about that. Right, Les?
217-244-9455 is the number to call. Or if you'd rather make that pledge online, just go to willpledge.org. Remember, if you DVR'd this show and you're watching it perhaps at a different time than it was scheduled to be on, you can still make a pledge of support when you go to willpledge.org. And if you do make that pledge at the $72 level, again, we'd love to say thanks with a copy of the program We Are Monticello, the show you just finished watching, our way of saying thanks to you. And again, that's just $6 a month. If you make a pledge at the $10 a month level, $120, 2 DVDs, and if you can make a pledge at the $144 level, you can have 2 DVDs, plus the book by Maureen Holtz, Monticello resident, about Monticello. And again, these are just our way of saying thanks to you for supporting your public TV station, or radio, you can do that too, public TV station, or making that pledge of commitment and telling us how much you appreciate your hometown, Monticello, and the towns in central Illinois. These folks from Monticello have been with us all night, answering your phone calls, taking your pledges of support. It's been a terrific evening, and you've made it so when you make that call and make that pledge of support. Again, over 70 people were involved in making this show. It took the WILL staff a long time to edit the program, and we learned so much about it. And it takes you being involved, making that call, making that pledge at 217-244-9455 to make it a success. Kimberly?
That's right, Les, and we want to do our very best to thank everyone who made a pledge tonight. So I'm going to talk about some names here, some people who pledged. Thank you, Lee Winston Wright. Thank you for your pledge. Jamie and Melissa Chitwood, thank you for your pledge to We Are Monticello. Jeff and Mary Butler from Monticello, thank you for your pledge. The Lanker family, thank you, Lanker family. Not only do you love We Are Monticello, but you love Antiques Roadshow, Britcom's Masterpiece Theater, Call the Midwife, me too. Dr. Robert and Louis Sinclair of Monticello, thank you for your pledge. Paige and Kevin Buck from Monticello, thank you for your pledge. And Tim and Jody Allen from Mansfield made a pledge. Thank you. They support We Are Monticello as well. Raymond and Yvonne Howland from Bement, thank you for your pledge. Also, and we've got more. We want to get through all the names. We want to thank all of you who made a contribution tonight. I'm sure we are over at 110, 115 pledges by now. 244-9455, willpledge.org. Lindsay?
Thanks, Kimberly. And I've got more people to thank. I want to thank Diana and Martin from Monticello, Linda and Larry, and Donna and Jerry Davis from Monticello. Thank you for calling in and making your pledge of support. It was Monticello and the residents of the community that made this program possible. And it's you that can make the next program possible. This is the first time we've done this program, and we'd love to keep it going and come and feature your town. So give us a call and pledge your support financially. It's vital to the health of this public radio and television station for you to call and pledge right now, 217-244-9455. I think it's one of those things that you can think about if you walked into a restaurant and you had a wonderful meal and somebody said, you know, just pay what you think that this was worth. That would be great, and food would probably be a lot cheaper, but that's what we do every day here at WILL, is say, you know, pay what you think this is worth. So if you watched this program and it was valuable to you and you learned more about your community and took pride in the stories of those around you and your friends and neighbors, call right now and pledge your support. We'd love to hear from you this hour, and we have had so many people call. The support has been overwhelming for this project, and we're so thankful that we started it in Monticello. It's been you that made it possible, and the more than 70 volunteers that were a part of this show. It was really our pleasure to come and produce this show, and so if you enjoyed it this hour, it's not too late for you to call, and if you're watching this as a recorded version of the show, you can still call. Pledge at 217-244-9455 or go online to willpledge.org. Les Schulte is going to tell you about how easy that is.
It is easy to make that call and make that pledge of support. Again, this has been a community effort. There have been many people involved. I'm here with Taylor and Aubrey. Where did I go? Oh, there I am. And all right, maybe I'll get back up here for a second. I disappeared. How did that happen? It's magic. And they helped to make the program. And Aubrey's on the phone right now, so we can't talk to her. She's taking a pledge. But Taylor, you were involved in the Flower Lady project. I mean, what did you think? How was it making that project and working on it?
It was good. I liked it. Karen was gone, so that's my boss, who is the Flower Lady, and so I was the lucky one who got to get interviewed for that instead. Yes, it was nice.
And why did you think making a story like that is important in a program like We Are Monticello?
Karen and the rest of the team, we put a lot of work into the flowers, and so I think it's good to get recognized. They for a town our size, it's impressive, I think, that much the flowers that we have. They look good.
All right, great. It was a wonderful story. Aubrey's on the phone again. All right. Well, we'll catch her next time around. Why don't you make a call and make that pledge of support right now at 217-244-9455. Or if you'd rather make that pledge online, just go to willpledge.org. 217-244-9455. Kimberly?
Here I am, Les, all bewildered because there's so many calls coming in, and the support has just been wonderful. I can't tell you how grateful we are for this partnership, this collaboration. It's so much fun to work with people to tell stories. We tell stories all the time. To work with others to tell stories, your story, it was even more fun. So we're really happy with the response. If you haven't yet called in, please do so right now. There you see Maureen on the line taking a call, 244-9455 or willpledge.org. You know, if you are watching this on tape because you couldn't watch it live, you can still make a pledge. You'll have to do that online, willpledge.org. And when you make that pledge, say that you are supporting the We Are Monticello program, and we'll count that in the number of pledges we got for the overall program. 244-9455, willpledge.org. Belinda's on the line right now. You saw her story about the arts. The arts in Monticello are rich. I was blown away by how much arts there are in the schools in Monticello. No wonder why there are professional artists living in Monticello. Those who work for Marvel Comics, those who like Prairie Fire Glass that make pumpkins out of blown glass and teach classes, or the beautiful chairs that paint the town. I thought that was amazing, and we learned that because you said yes to our invitation to create these stories together and to show them on WILL so the whole region could see them. 244-9455 or willpledge.org is the number to call. We want to thank everyone who calls in. There's a little bit of time left, willpledge.org or 244-9455. And how about that story on Maple Point, seniors giving back, or about the library? The library's been there 100 years, 100 years. WILL has been around for more than 90 years. We want to keep being around. With your financial support, we can do that. 244-9455 or willpledge.org, 244-9455, willpledge.org. Lindsay?
Thanks, Kimberly. And The support has been overwhelming this evening from people just like you who have called in to pledge their support for Monticello and for WILL and public broadcasting. I have several of you that I want to thank. Vic and Lori from Monticello, thanks for making your pledge. I'm so happy that you tuned in this evening to learn more about your community. Martha and Chuck, thank you for your pledge from Monticello. Brad Carr from Springfield, thank you for calling in. Nicole Gladish from Arcola, Lyle and Becky Murdoch from Monticello, and Jeff Ensign from Monticello, thank you so much for being a part of tonight's show. It wouldn't have been possible without people like you and the more than 70 volunteers that filmed the footage for the program tonight. Most of the footage that you saw this evening was filmed by people from your community. This is a project, it's the first time we've done it. It's called We Are, and we want to come to your hometown next. So call and make a vital financial contribution that will make that possible. You can do so by going to willpledge.org or by calling 244-9455. When we first arrived in Monticello and started calling people and said we wanted to do this, the excitement from the community was so overwhelming. We knew that this was going to be a successful program, and this evening has just brought so much. It's just been so fun and exciting to be a part of it in the studio tonight. So thank you for calling and being a part of it. Oh, more people to thank. Elizabeth Glasgow, thank you so much. And Janet and Elaine, I think that's Ellen, possibly, handwriting, from Monticello. Thank you for your contribution. We're gonna go over to Les and he's it is to pledge like they did.
217-244-9455 or willpledge.org. And before we leave, I'm going to talk to you, Aubrey, because you were involved in the Sages story, correct?
I was.
Yeah. And how was it making that story? Why did you think that story was important to include?
Well, the schools are all very important. I mean, Monticello wouldn't be Monticello without all the schools, the Sages, just wonderful.
Mm-hmm. You like being a sage?
Oh, I love it.
Well, it was a great story, and it added so much to the We Are Monticello program. You're welcome. All right, and back over to Kimberly.
Okay, well, we only have 33 seconds left before we go to another program, so we want to thank you. We want to thank everybody. I bet you we've had over 120 calls. We'll know later, and we'll add them up, 120 pledges. Thank you so much, Monticello, and everybody around 244-945. Thank you, volunteers.
You made it possible, and thank you for our volunteers in the studio today.
Thank you so much.
We'll hopefully be back next time. Remember, 244-9455 or willpledge.org.
Thank you. Wonderful. Bravo, bravo.